Shalom, shalom, Israel. Today I'm coming to y'all with another video, and the topic of today's video is folly in the church. Because a lot of y'all would think, well, oh, I go to church, so I'm righteous. I'm going to church, so I'm doing the will of the Most High, right? I listen to the pastors. I do what the pastors say to do, so I'm following the will of the Most High, right? So the first precept I'm going to go into is Matthew 15:8. This people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Right? And that goes into the pastors of the church and the followers of the church, right? Because the Most High says the blind leadeth the blind into a ditch. So if the pastor is blind and he has a whole congregation of people that listen to him, those people are also going to be blind, and they're going to fall in that ditch with him, right? And the pastors, they'll be like, oh, I pray to the Lord, I this and that, I love God, I love Jesus, so-called Jesus, right? And then his followers will say the same thing. All I do is for the Most High. Everything I do is for the Most High. I always think about the Most High, and etc., etc., right? But he says, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me, right? So in all reality, they're saying all those things, but yet they're going home and eating pork, right? Because I used to go to church. I used to go to church with my grandmother, right? And she was a firm believer in the church and in the doctrine, right? But we would go to church, right? And then when church is over, what would we be doing? We'd have a barbecue. We'd be eating pork ribs, pork chops, pork grinds, pork chips. But it's a commandment not to eat that. So if we're firm believers in the Most High, why were we doing that? Why were we doing things like that? And it wasn't just only our family. It's other families that's doing the same thing with churches. They go to church, oh, I eat pork. They go to church, I eat crab. They go to church, I eat shrimp, right? They're not following the will of the Most High. Their lips draw nigh unto the Most High, but their heart is far away from him. And they don't follow the commandments, right? Let's go to the next precept. Matthew 15 and verse 9. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Right? So this goes into the pastors. Right? And I'm going to read that again. Matthew 15 and 9. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Right? So they teach you, oh, that the Most High loves you no matter what. Even if you... Slocky, that's not what I want to say, right? They'll be like, yeah, you don't got to follow the commandments. We're in the New Testament, right? And that's a doctrine of men. That's a commandment made by men, because in nowhere does he say that you can eat what you want and not follow the commandments anymore. He don't say that. He literally says in I don't want to paraphrase it wrong, but I'm not even going to say the chapter because I don't really remember. It might be Romans, I believe, Most High willing. But he says, if ye love me, keep my commandments, right? So that means to follow his commandments. And that's in the New Testament. And all over in the New Testament, he says to follow his commandments. And he says in the book of James, he's like, he says, oh, vain man, what profits you if you have faith with no works? Paraphrasing. He don't literally say that, but that's along the lines of what he says, right? So you can't have faith and not follow the commandments. You got to follow the commandments also when you have faith with Slakia, when you have faith in the Most High, right? Like I said, but in vain do they worship me. They worship him in vain because, like I said earlier, they preaching and then going home and eating pork. They preaching, then going home and they going home and doing all types of madness, not following the commandments, right? Pastors cutting their beards off, right? Pastors balding their heads, right? And you're not supposed to do that, right? You're not supposed to be doing any of those things. They coveting over things. They envy other people, right? And also people in the church, the followers. Because, like I said, if the leader of that house is into folly and madness, and he's teaching a whole group of people, a congregation of people, those people are going to follow in his philosophies and follow his commandments, right? Because, oh, he's the pastor, right? So So let's go to the next precept, Matthew 15:7. Ye hypocrites, well did Esaias prophesy of you, right? Because they claim that they follow the Most High, but they do everything contrary to the Most High, right? When you go to church, I'm not going to get into that yet. I'm going to get into it when I get to that precept, right? But like I said, they do everything contrary to what the Bible tells them to do, right? They, women wearing pants, right? They got women pastors and teachers, right? When the Most High said, I suffer not a woman to teach or to usurp power over the man, right? So how can you go to church and there's a female pastor, a female preacher, right? They're worshiping him in vain, right? They're drawing nigh unto him with their lips, but yet their hearts is far from him, because they teaching y'all things they teaching you things that are contrary to the Bible, right? Oh, you can do whatever you want. You can be gay, right? You go to church and 9 times out of 10 there's a couple gay people in there, right? And that's folly and madness. If it was a real church of the Most High, if as soon as they spotted a gay man or even got a hint or a whiff that he was gay, they was kicking him out, or her. They was kicking her out. You can't be in here. You can't be here. You got to go. This is the house of the Most High, right? Supposedly, right? And we're going to get into that. But so if they really was following the Most High, they would do things like that, right? Because you can't say you follow the Most High, verbally say it, but yet you telling gays it's okay to be gay. Just pray. Just do what you got to do. Stay in the spirit. What spirit? The wicked spirit? That's a wicked spirit on them that got them thinking they're supposed to be gay, right? And the Most High said, if man lay with mankind, that's an abomination. Meaning, if a man lays with another man, that's an abomination. Likewise, if a woman is laying with another woman, that's an abomination unto the Most High. You can't be doing that. That's wicked. And you being gay, there's no way you can say you believe in the Most High, because he don't believe in you. He believes that you're an abomination, right? That's how he feels about you. So let's go to Titus 1:11. Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre sake, right? And filthy lucre is money or gifts, right? They taking gifts for their preaching. So he says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, right? Because like I said, there's millions of churches out there, right, with their pastors, and they teaching all this. You can eat pork, you can eat shrimp, you can do whatever you want to do. Just have faith in God. That's it. How simple is that? That's easy. To just do whatever you want and then just say, oh, I believe in God. Come on now. He has commandments, and he has something that he holds you to, right? You have to do this and that. There's stipulations in believing in the Most High. You got to do certain things. He holds you to a certain standard, is what I'm trying to say. You got to do certain things. You got to participate in certain things. You got to go out there and preach on the highways and byways if you're a man, right? You got to wear your fringes, right? You can't be cutting off your beard. You can't be cutting your head bald, and etc. and other things, right? Women can't wear pants. Men can't wear women's clothing, right? There's a lot that goes into that, right? And it says, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Because they teaching you that it's okay to be gay, but yet in the Bible it says it's an abomination to be gay. But yet this man is telling you, right? This man is telling you that it's okay to be gay, but the Bible that he's reading from and trying to use to speak to you says that it's not okay to be gay. He's teaching the commandments of man, which I said earlier, right? He's teaching you the commandments, Slakia, right? He's teaching you the commandments of men. He's not teaching you the law, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. He's teaching you his commandments and what he believes in, right? He's using his thoughts to teach you something, right? And that's not how it goes. And mind you, most likely, they probably know. Slocky, the pastors probably know in there it says that it's not good to be gay, right? But yet they're doing it for filthy lucre, right? He says, who subvert whole houses. And I'm gonna go back to that because the pastors, they have a large congregation of people that follow them, right? So if they're teaching this and yet that's not how it goes, they're subverting whole houses. They're subverting a whole bunch of Israelites, right? They're teaching the 2/3 of Israel that it's okay to be gay and it's okay to do whatever you want, just have faith in God, right? They're subverting whole houses, right? And teaching things which ought not, and teaching things which they ought not. They're teaching things that they're not supposed to be teaching you for filthy lucre's sake, right? Because pastors, right, what they would do is, oh, that brother right there, he likes to hear this. And once he hears that, he gives me $50. Oh, that sister over there, she wants to hear this. She wants to hear that. Then she gonna give me $100. Oh, that sister, yeah, she wanna hear this. So I just gotta tell her this, and she gonna donate $500 to the church, right? And they know that. They pry, or they prey, if I'm saying it right, on your weakness. Whatever it is that you struggle with, Slocky, they try to manipulate the words of the Most High to make you feel better, even though they know they're teaching something that's wrong. And whether they know that they're teaching wrong things or not, they're subverting whole houses and teaching things they ought not, right? For filthy lucre's sake. And they have a thing where they do it. It's called tithe time, right? I went to a church one time and they had 2 tithes. How the hell you got 2 tithes? They went around one time, then they start singing the gospel, playing music, dum dum dum, right? Oh Jesus, right? They teaching all this and etc. etc. 30 minutes later, it's another tithe coming in. What? Y'all got 2 tithes? You asking these people for money 2 times in one church session, right? If you ain't get them the first time, maybe if I preach this might get them now. Now they might want to give me some money, right? And that money is going into their pockets. That money ain't going to charity and etc. etc. Right? That's not going to that. That's going to keeping the church. It's like here. That money is going to paying for the church, right? And the money that's left over is going right in their pockets. They taking that money and going whoop, putting it right in their pockets, right? Because if you notice, you'll see the pastors or the people that are helping the pastors, like they help gather the tithe, right? The women that be helping gather the tithes, they be wearing all white, trying to look all righteous because they wearing all white, right? Or the drummers and etc. They getting paid for that. They're not doing that for free. They getting paid for that, right? And I'm not gonna say all of them, but because the drummers, I'm not really gonna get into that because I don't really know. But the people that's taking the tithes from you and the pastor, the people that have to do with running the church, right, are people of the church. Not meaning the people that come to the church, but the people that help the church stay up and are, like I said, collecting the tithe and doing Sunday preaching for you, like for the kids. They got Sunday school, right? Those people are getting paid with that that tithe money that's coming through. Whatever is left over from after them paying the rent or mortgage for the church is going right in their pockets. That's why you notice the pastors, they be pulling up in the newest Cadillac, all blue Cadillac. Mind you, they're janitors, right? They be janitors pulling up to church with a Cadillac, with a $1,000 suit, right? Come on now. And they also be telling you wear your Sundays best, where women be trying to pull up in the flyest suit. Who got the flyest hat? Who got the flyest this? Y'all in a competition. Y'all supposed to be going to church to hear the word, but yet y'all going in there to compete with each other. Who got the best outfit, right? What brother got the best suit on, right? What brother looked the cleanest? What brother smelled the cleanest? And there's a lot of people that go to church for women, and there's a lot of people that go to church for men, right? To be seen by men and women, right? And that's folly. That's why the church is folly, right? And let me go to the next precept. And it says, Exodus 23 and verse 8, And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. Right? So say how I'm preaching this word to y'all, right? And then I start noticing that I'm getting pies, people baking me pies, people throwing me some side money for preaching his word. Oh, brother, you really helped me in a time of need, so here you go, right? You really supposed to, when those people come along, because there's people that like to give gifts, right? They're just kind-hearted, right? You're supposed to tell those people, when you're preaching the word, you're supposed to tell those people, Slakia, that, nah, brother, I'm good. I'm doing this to help you, right? I don't want nothing from you. I just want you to come back to the Most High and follow the law, statutes, and the commandments, right? That should be the only gift you want to take from them, right? Is their faith to the Most High. You want them to come back to the Most High and follow the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach. You don't want them to follow Jesus, right? Because Jesus out here got pastors teaching faulty things and taking lucre, right? And money and gifts, right? That's who Jesus Christ got people doing. That's what he got people doing. But Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is telling people to go out there and preach and not to take filthy lucre, right? Preach the word out of the kindness of your heart and to prove yourself unto the Most High, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be taking filthy lucre. Oh, you know, that sister, every time I preach the word, she baking me pies, you know, so I'm going to keep telling her what she want to hear, right? Them pies rocking, right? I ain't never taste apple pie like that before, right? You can't be like that. You got to do this, and you got to do this out of the sincereness of your heart, right? And it says, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous, right? So you taking gifts, as soon as you start noticing you getting gifts, you're going to start saying things to brothers and sisters that they want to hear so that you can gain something from them, right? And that's not being righteous. Then you turning yourself into a wicked man, right? And the next precept I'm going to get into is, it's like people, I'm going to just read it. Acts 7:48. Slakia. Acts 7 and verse 48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in the temples made with hands, as saith the prophet, right? So they'll tell you, oh, come to the house of the Most High. Come to the house of God. This is the house of so-called Jesus, right? Come worship him in his house, right? Leave your home and come to the house of God, right? But he says, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in the temples made with hands. So he don't dwell in no temple that someone constructed with a piece of paper and a few pieces of wood and bricks and etc. to build that place. He don't dwell in those places, right? The Most High is everywhere. He doesn't hold himself in a one place. You want to come see him, you got to come here. You want to hear the word of God, you got to come here. Nah, that's not how it goes, right? And right, so with that being said, I'm gonna go to the next precept, and it says 1 Corinthians 1:20. Hath not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? Right? Because to be a pastor, they'll be like, oh, you gotta go to school to be a pastor, right? To preach the word and to be a pastor of the word and a priest of the word, you gotta go to school for that. But he just said, hath not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? So what school can you go to and learn the wisdom of the Most High? Right? You go into a white man's school where they're teaching you, the white man, the so-called Edomite, which is the enemy of the Most High, is teaching you how to preach the word of the Most High. Are you serious? Can Satan tell you how to do good? No. He can only tell you how to do wickedness. And they're spiritually Satan. They are the spiritual Satan that the Bible, Slakia, speaks about, right? The Edomites are satanic and wicked, right? They are omens. They are a menace. They are a menace, I meant to say, Slakia, right? How can they teach you the words of the Most High when they're the enemies of the Most High, right? They don't follow the Most High. They don't keep the commandments. So how are they teaching you how to preach the word, right? How can you go to school to learn how to preach the word of the Most High when the Most High says in Acts, Slakia, in 1 Corinthians 1:20, hath not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? So there's no worldly wisdom or no school that can teach you how to follow the Most High and how to preach the word of the Most High. Now I'm going to show you how you can get the word of the Most High and how you can learn to be able to preach the word of the Most High, right? James 1:5, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, which is God, that giveth to all men liberally. And he doesn't mean all men, every man in the world. So you Edomites that's watching, oh my gosh, I can just ask the Most High and he'll show me. No, he's talking to the Israelite men. This whole book, this is a Hebrew book, right? This book was taken from us and then translated into English, then given to everybody, right? This book was a Hebrew book. It wasn't for nobody else. So stop it. Don't get your hopes up. Because just don't get your hopes up, right? It's not for the Edomites. It's not for any other nation of people besides the Israelites, right? So he says, James 1:5, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally. Right? So if you sincere and the Most High wants to give you the wisdom, right? And you ask him for the wisdom, Lord, please guide me into the right way, right? And at the end of the day, you only do what the Most High wants you to do, right? And what the Most High wants done for you is going to happen. So if you asking him, Lord, please guide me into the right doctrine, guide me into wisdom, etc., etc., he gives it to all the Israelites liberally. If you're part of the 1/3 of Israel, he gives it to you liberally, right? So you can't go to school and ask the white man how to learn it. He says ask the Most High for wisdom. Because you going to school and learning it from the white man, that's you asking the white man how to preach the word of the Most High and how to gain the wisdom of the Most High. You asking the white man, right? You're not asking God. And they portray themselves as God because they took the image of so-called Jesus, which his name is really Yahweh Shai, and made him a white man, right? So they're trying to say that they're God, right? Their science, their white man science, oh, we can explain how this and this goes and how this, we can predict the weather. They're trying to say they're God. Math, science, their history, anything they have, right? Their wisdom, it's made in the way that it's like put out in the world is as if they're trying to say they're God, which they are trying to say they're God. They think that they're God. No other nation does what they do. They don't change the image of God and make him Chinese. They don't change the image of God and make him Indian. Only the so-called white man did that. They took the image of the Most High and made him a so-called white man, an Edomite, when he's not an Edomite. They're trying to tell you that they are God, right? Your God is gone and we are the new gods. That's what they're trying to say. So you can't go and ask the white man for the wisdom of the Most High. You got to ask the Most High for the wisdom of the Most High, right? And that being said, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Shalom Yasharallah, which means peace, Israel. And all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Shalom.